All right, so let's talk about graphing a quadratic equation in standard form. Now, before we can do this, we need to know a few basic things. The first of all is how to find a y-intercept. So when we find a y-intercept, we already know how to do that. We let x equal 0 and solve for y. Well, standard form of a quadratic equation looks like this. So if I plug in 0 for all the x's, then I get my y-intercept is c. So when I find my y-intercept, it's always going to be the constant at the end of the equation when you're talking in standard form, which again is also called general form. Now, to understand how to find the axis of symmetry in the vertex, we're going to have to do a little bit of practicing of something else. So what I'm going to do is show you how to go from a parabola that's in vertex form into a parabola that's in standard or general form. So I'm going to give you a parabola that's in vertex form. And the vertex of this would be 2, 5, and it would be pointing upward because the A is positive.
Did you get the email that I sent you a few days ago asking about the academic team, when it's scheduled for?
Oh, I did. Give me a second.
Okay, yeah, because I have some other stuff that I need to schedule, and I just want to make sure that I'm not looking.
Yeah, I'm relatively certain that that is one of the dates, but let me make sure.
No, I just mean in general, what are all the dates through November 1st?
Oh, the only ones that we have are the ones for Gata Fall, which are, sorry. October 17th, 24th, and 31st. So the prelim play, I think, is on the 17th and the 24th, and the playoff play is on the 31st.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. So I will just make sure to not schedule anything then.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, this thing that we get, this result that's down here, is super scary. It has lots of letters in it, and it could freak you out if you're not careful. But what I'm going to do is basically show you something here. This is now in standard form. The normal standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if I were to look at the x squared terms in each of those things, let me get a different color, you can see that those are exactly the same. So the a that appears in the vertex form and the a that appears in the standard form are always going to be the same number. And they're going to tell you basically which way the parabola opens and sort of how wide it is, or how tall it is. Now, that's true. So what I want to do now is draw your attention to the x terms. I've got this negative 2AH and this B. Now, since these both represent the same parabola, invert this form or this form, then these two things have to represent the same term. So BX has to equal negative 2AHX. Now that means that B has to be negative 2AH. Now you may look at that and go, how is that even useful? What does that do? Well, here's the useful part. The H, that letter, represented the X value of the vertex. So if I can get the H by itself here, this gives me a formula for finding the X value of the vertex from the standard form. So if I were to find the X value of the vertex, which by the way is also the axis of symmetry when I write it as x equals that number, then I do it by taking B and dividing it by negative 2a, as you will see in the next video.